Mm, mm, mm. Welcome to another weekly picture review. Alright, let's get into details. I'm gonna have to find out when I took these photos because I don't remember when. Certainly take my photos on Friday. It's the 27th. Oh, there you go. So the photo on the right is of today on the 27th, and then on the left on the 20th. There you go. I've been able to work it out. Imagine that mind is much sharper now that I'm eating more healthily. Let's actually talk about it, because I'm saying one thing, but my body is saying another. I've put on a lot of what seems to be fat, because my belly was much more slim last week than it is this week, and in both photos, I've had nothing to eat. I've had nothing to eat. I don't think I didn't have anything to drink either in today's photo. I'm not sure about last week's photo though. But nonetheless, it's obvious that I'm looking much more slim in last week's photo than this week's photo. I would like to be lean. I would like to be much leaner, but in this part of my life, I can't have my cake and eat it too. I will be able to later on, but just not now. I can't be lean and have a lot of muscle on, because I need to build muscle. I need to increase my strength. Just everything really. My strength, my power, like explosiveness sort of strength. Strength is in like long term, just lifting over and over and over again and doing calisthenics moves over and over and over again, whereas power, I'm thinking of like explosiveness, more short term strength. Agility maybe as well. Just, yeah, a lot needs to be improved. But the belly looks like, oh sorry, the main point of why I said what I said was because I need to eat more to put on more size. So I've been eating a lot of food. Like for example, I had rice, brown rice, spinach, and then chicken with some salad cream, tartar sauce, and some garlic mayo remainders. You may think that tastes disgusting, but it literally tastes like a healthier version of chicken chow mein that you could get from Chinese. It may not necessarily be healthy with all of those sauces, but it's healthier. But that being said, I have put on a bit of a belly. Now, I'm going to talk about things that may not be so obvious. The stomach's bigger, well, I've put on more fat it seems. But I may have put an extremely slightly bit more muscle on my shoulders. You can see my left shoulder, my right hand's holding the phone, so it's my left shoulder, my left arm you're seeing here really, and my left chest, my left pec, and my right too. But the ones that aren't being covered is the left side of my body, and my left shoulder is looking a bit, very slightly more built than it is last week. I'm not actually expecting many changes this quickly with putting on muscle size, but I'll tell you what, I'm learning how to push past mental barriers, lads and lasses. So it makes sense if I actually have put on size in my shoulders. It makes sense as to why, because I've been training it more and more now over time. Yesterday I trained shoulders a little bit. I was doing like front raises on the cable machine with 12. I did do 12.5 kg, but that was at the very end. I was doing sets of 5 because I was learning how to push myself. But now I don't need to learn how to push myself. I know how to do it. I just need to keep on doing that over and over and over again and add more reps to the sets and keep on making them heavier and heavier and heavier. And I'll obviously put on size with the way how I'm eating. But for now, the belly, I've put on quite a bit of fat. it seems. So although that is there, I am going to carry on eating how I'm eating, because I need to put on size. And if I'm not putting on size and increasing my strength, then I'll stop. I'll stop and reassess. But for now, I'm going to stay not tracking. For context, I haven't been tracking since I stopped going on YouTube on what day was it? The 22nd. I stopped on the 23rd actually, but the last day I went on was the 22nd. Yeah, and I said, just to be able to further help myself, I don't track my meals, because tracking my meals is another reason to go on the phone. We'll see how things go. If I'm putting size on and I'm increasing my strength, it has to be both. Then, okay, that's fine. I'll carry on not tracking for now. I will get back onto it. I will get back on it regardless, but just for now, as I'm getting my mind right, I've made significant progress in doing this, because I'm not thinking about YouTube analytics or anything like that anymore. I'm just making my videos and then I go. I think one way that I've been able to do this, which I haven't really thought deeply about, is the fact that when it's on the camera roll, I just leave it there. So that's something that I could take with me later on in the future. Once the 2-week period's done. Once the 2-week period is done, my chest may be looking a bit bigger too. But I can clearly see that my upper chest isn't developed. But that'll come over time, maybe like 5 years. We'll see. But I do know that I won't be getting anywhere if I don't carry on making these sorts of videos and I don't carry on making these progress checks. I certainly won't be getting anywhere fast with upper chest development, or just development of strength in any area of the body, really. I won't be getting anywhere fast if I stop making these videos. I don't know how much I weigh, because I haven't gone to the gym and weighed myself yet, but I will do, and I will make a note of how much I weigh on average, and then I'll end the video. But for now, before going to the gym, that's it. I don't really have much else to say, other than to say my cheeks look a bit more puffy and my jawline's more blunt today than it was last week. I've been eating a lot more food, so it makes sense. I'm not confused. I'm not feeling shock or anything like that. I can understand why I've got to this place. I've been eating a lot. I'd say if we're talking macros wise, I don't know for sure, but if I were to guess, it'd be fairly equal, like 30, 30, 30. Of course, that doesn't add up to 100, but just around those sorts of percentages for carbs, proteins and fats. Yeah. Anything else? My left bicep may be looking a bit bigger in this week's photo than last week's photo. I do know in order to put on a lot of muscle, I have to eat a lot more, because I wasn't putting on a lot of muscle when I was in a calorie deficit. So calorie surplus it is. I've been doing that, and you can see the belly's got bigger. I haven't had anything to eat in today's photo or in last week's photo. It's amazing how much the body can change in the space of a week when you're on the cusp of making progress. Like, I could go in a calorie deficit and really, really make progress in terms of seeing my abs. But that's not what I want to do anymore, because I've seen my abs. I can still see them. I can see my middle left one and my top left one a bit, Actually, no, my middle left won a lot. It's just that body fat's covering. It's covering my abs. But that's okay for now. For now, that's alright. As I put on size and strength, power, agility, just improve in all aspects of fitness and just in life in general, then the way how I'll make so much progress, it's going to look amazing in 2 years. Give it 2 years and you'll see, oh, it's going to look amazing. Just stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Furthermore, why not make your own ride? Why not, if you aren't already, make your own sort of YouTube videos like this where you're making progress and you're working on something every day? Why not? Why not? After this clip you just heard, I ended it saying that that's the end for now before going to the gym, but I do have one more thing to say actually. I've noticed that I haven't focused on traps or legs. When I say that, I mean I haven't focused on talking about these things in the weekly reviews often, if at all. I'm trying to give myself the benefit of the doubt to say that I may have done during some of the reviews, but I genuinely might not have. They are a part of the body, and it's not just abs, chest, shoulders, biceps, and triceps that you can't see. You can't really see legs, so it makes sense as to why I haven't paid attention to it. But traps, I can see them. So I want to impulsively say it doesn't make sense as to why I haven't been paying attention on it. But it does. I've been so focused in the past on seeing my abs that nothing else really mattered. So it makes sense. But yeah, when growing your body, you need to focus. I'm speaking to myself here. You need to focus on every part of the body. You can miss parts out, but that's not going to help. You can not think about, you don't have to think about traps, you don't have to think about legs, but they are a part of the body too, just like how shoulders, biceps and triceps, the chest and the abs are. Same goes with the legs. Maybe I should start taking photos of my legs, because they're just as much a part of the body as my upper torso is, my upper front torso is. I might do. We'll see, but I genuinely might. Okay, now this is the end of the video before going to the gym. Okay, so now we have the measurements and here are the results. On average, I weigh 74.4 kilograms. I weighed myself 3 times on a Seca scale and 3 times on the Carrada scan scale. The Carrada scan scale can measure like your visceral, it's called visceral body fat, I think. So I may actually use that to help me, but I don't know how to do it. I'd have to ask one of the PTs there. On the Seca scale, I got the following weight measurements: 74.7 kilograms twice, and then 74.8 kilograms, and then these are the weight measurements that I got on the Carrada scan scale: 74 kilograms exactly, and then 74.1 kilograms twice, in that order for all of the weight measurements from the Seca scale to the Carrada scan scale. It seems like there's a recurring theme that the Carrada scan scale gets a slightly lighter measurement than the Seca scale does. It makes it seem like I weigh slightly less than compared to the Seca scale, which is interesting. And it allows me to have a more fair average, to be honest, because you can get the high, you can get the high measurements and then the lower measurements, and they get something in between from there. So I don't mind using both, even though one thinks I'm slightly lighter than the other. That could simply just be due to inaccuracies of the weights. Maybe not. But yeah, that's what's going on, and this is how much I weigh. For someone that weighs 74.4 kilograms, the body fat certainly looks quite high. Maybe not necessarily extremely overweight going on obese, but judging by the body fat around my stomach, it does look like I'd be on the way to going overweight, even though that isn't the case. I really believe this isn't the case because I'm tracking over and over and over again. I'm just simply showing way too much awareness to not do something about it if I were to get into a position where my belly gets too big. If I were to get into a position, if my actions got me to a point where my stomach's getting much bigger than I'd like, then I know what to do. I'll turn it down. I'd usually have 4 meals. I'd usually have 4 meals a day, 3 to 4 meals a day. I can turn that down to 2 for the most part. I can switch from 2 to 3, 2 meals, 3 meals, 2 meals, 3 meals a day. And from there, it will naturally go down as the weeks pass. So it's not like I don't know what to do. Along with that, I'd also have to track. I'd have to track calories. But yeah, I'm showing too much awareness to become extremely overweight. If my physique was to become overweight, I'd see it and do something about it. I just won't stand for it. So that's getting overweight's not an issue. That's not an issue. I know how I want to progress. I want to put on more size and put on more strength. I keep saying put on more size first. It seems like maybe that is taken higher priority because I've made it take higher priority. If there were any reason as to why I'd want size first, is to really be able to grow into my frame. For self-esteem reasons. Self-esteem reasons, to be able to look at myself, and when I see myself in the mirror, I don't see someone who looks small, a small boy. I see a big, grown-ass man. So straight up, I want to put on size for self-esteem reasons, to boost my self-esteem. Yep, that's why I do it. No, that's why I want to do it. I think just forgetting all the fancy words or the gimmicks, or trying to hide it. I'd just be doing it to boost my self-esteem. That's why I want to put on size. So that when I look at myself, I really like what I see. Really like what I see. Yeah. We're on the way to that happening, and it's gonna feel amazing when I get there, because I would have clearly proven to myself that I really am not the same person that I once was, all the way down to my physical composition. I'm really not the same person I once was, and I'm not that person that had so much hatred inside of him. Not that person that was so unaware about what's going on around his life and what the people around him are going through. Swearing excessively as well, building hatred that way, and just very generally hating life, feeling tired, just going about life feeling tired in school, carrying that heavy backpack. Physically, I had a lot on my shoulders, very literally, because of that backpack and how much I carry. I'd have a lot on my shoulders, kilograms worth. But metaphorically speaking, I also had that weight on my shoulders through having so much hatred. There's so much shouting going on in the house, man. There was so much shouting going on in the house. I just wanted to escape, and I didn't know how to process my emotions. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't watching mental health videos. I wasn't working towards improving my mental health via working through all of the past traumas that I've faced and everything I've gone through in my life. Right now I feel a burden in between my pecs releasing from me. I think I figured it out. I know why I want to put on size more than put strength on, I know why I keep on saying I want to put size on, or at least have a reason on. I at least have a reason as to why I keep saying I want to put size on before saying I also want to put on strength. I just want to be able to show myself that I am the person that I want to be in. Putting on size would allow me to do that. And having a lot of muscle and a low body fat percentage, I'd love looking at what I am and what I've allowed myself to become. I can just visualize it right now. Maybe not even necessarily in the bathroom that I've taken these photos in, but in my own place. Well, it's not even necessarily a place that I've bought out, but a place that I'm renting, that's spacious, that I want to have in an area I feel safe in, an area I want to be in, with facilities that I want to use. I'm just there. When I look at myself, I see a man. Maybe that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this journey. To boost my self-esteem, to be able to show myself that I really can live life on my own terms. For now, I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something valuable, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you all and I love myself, and I'm doing what it takes to be able to become the person who I truthfully want to become and be able to love looking at who I am, both on the outside and the inside. See you lot later. Peace.